Alrighty, party people. Welcome back to episode of Talking Stage. Today I'm joined with
Joanne
and
Ava.
And if you guys can't tell, which you probably can't, because these guys skipped out on the concept, but it's been a while since I've recorded. It's been almost like 3 months that I've recorded, and like 2 months since I posted. And today is homecoming for our high school. And so today's topic is going to be about confrontation, in which that can mean a number of things like the good, bad, scary, the comforting confrontation, self-confrontation, awkwardness, among a lot of other things. And to my understanding, you two don't really know each other that well. However, like, I don't really do things as like, what's your name? I don't do icebreakers. I don't really believe that's how you get close to people, you know? And so how you get close to people is what we're doing right now, having a conversation, having a little podcast episode on the talking stage. So I say we get straight into it. Also, we have some fidget toys if you guys get a little bored.
So cute.
Anyways, y'all ready to get this show on the road?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So to the first topic of confrontation. If you guys ever watched my cruelty episode, which is the last episode I posted, cruelty, it was like, it could be very multi-layered, right?
Mhm.
So we're working at the very bottom levels and working our way up to the levels of confrontation in this case. So on a very basic level, a small interactional confrontation is saying no to something, right? Which can mean a multiple number of things, which even that has a ton of layers. But like I said, we're starting with the theme of homecoming. So let's try a different topic now on the topic of saying no, right? Like really basic things, as in like, have you ever rejected a gift or something like that? And then we can like work our way up from there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you want to go first?
Oh, sure. Well, I've never like really rejected a gift because I've never seen like a gift in a way that like, oh, like I like you.
Mhm.
But I'm really bad at saying like no. So instead, like whenever someone like one of my friends tries to give me like a cue that they like me, whenever that happens, I just try and like, it's a really bad habit, but I usually like kind of like get farther away from them, which I'm working on not doing, but I just like don't like saying no is just kind of like really hard.
That's so real though.
What do you
Like,
think?
I feel like actions are easier to do than words because words are very like, they can be very straightforward and like come off as different than what you intend them to be
Mm-hmm.
in a way.
Yeah.
Which makes like actions a lot easier. I do the same thing. It's okay.
I think with actions, it's like, it's easier to let people down easy and kind of like distance yourself and like not involve yourself literally. Because if you're not there in the situation, you don't have to say like, no, you know? Mhm. Do you think like whenever somebody would give you a gift, it's like because they would want to like have like pursue something further? Let's say if it's like someone feasibly that they might be interested in you.
I've never seen a gift as like a way to say, oh, I like you. I've just seen it as like, because like I give gifts to my friends like really often. So I just see it as a way of appreciation.
Mhm.
And I feel like, especially with giving gifts, there's just something about like, I feel like I would only give gifts to people who I'm like decently close with.
Mhm.
So I feel like friendship is the main reason why I give gifts and why I consider people to give me gifts. So I've never seen it as a way of like as a way of like telling someone that I like them.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think from personal experience, I've given it for like, oh, you've done like so much for me and like this is like the least I can do. But yeah, I don't think I've gotten like gifts from like people like confessing. I feel like
Mhm.
that's very 90s or something.
Yeah, it's very old school.
Like the boombox.
Yeah. So you would like reject the gift out of like humility. It's like, oh, it's too much or whatever, right? Or would you?
I feel like I would, but it depends on the gift. If it's like
Yeah.
really expensive, I would obviously see like, no, because I feel so bad. But if it's like a close friend and they're giving me a gift out of like appreciation,
Mhm.
then I feel like rejecting it would kind of be like, sad, I guess. Because
Yeah.
like I'm kind of rejecting their like their thankfulness.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. I feel like I don't really get many expensive gifts. Like
Yeah, me
with
neither.
friends, they know the line.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. So
yeah.
and then, man, okay, I might be an asshole. Because if somebody gives me like an expensive gift, I'll be like, never mind. Yeah. Well, what's the most expensive gift you guys give y'all friends?
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay, maybe let's not start with expensive. What are like the most what are like some gifts you remember giving that you remember like giving?
With like my friends, I would usually just give them stuff that they would actually like use, like makeup or like
Yeah.
like refills of whatever the fuck they need. Oh, are we allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever the fuck they need. Or like, but if I really like them and like I'll like get them dinner or like boba. Or if I really, really like them, then I got them Legos.
Oh,
I got Legos. Yeah.
Why Legos?
I don't know. I feel like that one, it was for that specific person. But like they liked Legos in cars and it was like perfect. But it was like low-key really expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go more into that topic later.
Oh.
What do you think, Miss Joanne? What's the best gift you gave?
I'd say like the only gift that really comes to my mind is I had this friend that I was really close to in like kindergarten, but then we kind of like separated in like elementary, but then I met them again and we're so close. And they really like Le Seraphim.
Yeah.
So I went to the store small.
Wait.
And-
Getting close myself.
I went to the store small and went to like the K-pop store.
Oh.
I got like the Le Seraphim like posters and of their bias, and I gave it to them, and they almost cried.
Oh. Oh.
That's actually so real. That's a little too real. Anyways, yeah. I mean, for me, usually most of the gifts I would give is either like something functional, but mostly food.
Yes.
Yes.
I make my friends like take me out. Just yesterday, I went to Seaside.
Oh.
Again,
Again.
your culture, SoCal Asian potential.
I am a SoCal Asian, I fear.
Hmm.
So, how do you guys think? What's the best way to go about giving somebody a gift? Like, what's the equation in your brain? It's actually kind of relevant because cuffing season's coming soon.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Not the vibe.
Save it for the pod. Oh, fucking wait. Here we are.
I forgot the question.
Okay.
You go first.
Well, I feel like I really don't like surprise gifts because I feel like what if they hate it and they want to return it?
Yeah.
So I always like try and like gauge what they like beforehand. Like especially since I'm low-key broke. I don't have a job. So I really like giving things that are handmade. Like yeah, because I do art, so I can always get supplies from the art room. And I feel like I'd ask them what they like beforehand, but like not give it away that's a present. So I asked like a few months in advance. But I just like give it to them when I see them. There's not really like a special way I would approach it.
Yeah. I like the thought. Like genuinely, I think handmade gifts are like a lot better than like the really expensive ones. Like I would totally like, I don't know, like get something paper over like an expensive perfume.
Yeah. I think it's just like the more effort you put into it, it's like it's more sentimental, especially if it's like something, I don't know, for me, I might be different because I'm a fucking guy, but like when guys give gifts, we don't do it often. And so usually it's either something like pretty meaningful or like not necessarily heartfelt, but like very like useful. Like guys very very much like useful things. So I think it's a little different for girls because they have the more sentimental value.
Yeah.
I think but still it's very useful if they have it. Like they could literally use it, like how Ava was saying. Yeah. Y'all think you do the like? Can you ask her what she likes so I could get it for her? Y'all ever done that?
Absolutely, yes.
100%.
So in that case, we'll go to a different form of confrontation, which is like the more nicer kind, the more like fun kind, a little funny kind, wingman and wingwomaning.
Oh.
So y'all ever been wingwomans in your whole life?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. Then for the topic of confrontation, you have to play on both sides. You have to give intel to this one guy and then hear out the other person, like and try to weigh the odds, right? And so, in your mind, how would you go about? Okay, so I'll say the situation. Like, let's say that I like, oh, that girl is like really cute, but I don't know her at all. And like, let's say that you do know this person, right? So like, Ava, can you help me out? How would you go about it?
I think I would try to like become friends with them first, and then like see who they are as like a person, and like low key like give you a heads up if they like you need it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I think being friends with someone is like a lot more helpful than like getting straight into it, because like they're like two different people. Like
Mhm.
someone who's like in a like how someone is in like a relationship, and then how someone is like as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you'd probably vibe with them a lot more if like you were like more friends in a way, or like you were more compatible as like friends first.
Oh,
makes
so you're
sense.
saying for if you're to wing one, you would want them to be friends and then into the relationship?
Yeah, or like kind of like get to know each other first, because I feel like if you like someone, it's or like you think someone's attractive and like, oh, I want to get
Mm-hmm.
not entangled. I forgot what the fucking word is, but like I feel like that's very surface level in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get very invested when it's like kind of surface level. So yeah. And then what would be your first move to infiltrate? Like, let's say that you know this person, but they don't know each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like how would you go about introducing them to each other?
I would
Asking for a friend.
I would be calculated, and I would probably like find little ways to like put you in the conversation.
Okay. Example.
Say literally like, oh my god, wait, my friend Ivan, he's so good at this, he could literally help you with that.
He saved me from a burning building when I was 3 years
Yes.
old.
Bruh, he helped me like with $1,000. Like he loaned me $1,000,
Yeah.
guys. That's a thing that guys do at our school. It's really fucking weird. It's really weird.
And it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah.
It never works.
This guy prevented a tsunami from crashing onto the beach.
No, but like I would find like little ways to like insert you into like the combo. Like he's so strong. Like I'll glaze 100%.
Appreciate.
Yes.
Asking for a friend. And so how would you get them to like actually talk to each other? This is like you just plant the seed of your homeboy in her mind or something, or the other way around.
Yes, and then I would probably be like attached to the hip to one of you guys, and then like somehow bring you guys into a combo.
Okay.
Yeah.
More on that later.
Oh,
We'll plan it out together.
yes.
First, what do you think, Miss J?
Strategy.
How would you go about wing womaning?
Well, how I usually go about it is I like to find like, so for instance, if you like the girl, I'll try and like find her interest if I was like close to her.
Mm-hmm.
And if she was a friend, it would be a lot easier. And like you said, it would be easier to make the people I'm wing womaning be friends first,
Mm-hmm.
so that they could like get close before they actually like start considering dating. And I feel like whenever I'm wing womaning someone, I'd rather just like, plant the seed and then just like leave, because I don't really want to be like too like overly involved, because I feel like if they want it to like start meeting a person like naturally,
Mm-hmm.
like being too involved wouldn't kind of work with that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And so what would be like your dream scenario to get them to start talking? I say dream as in like, what would be the ideal scenario to get them to start talking in a nonchalant way, of course. Never mind.
I would think like a public place or like a function.
Like a
Where,
football
like-
game.
Yeah.
That's really common.
Yeah, and like where you can get like a group of people, so it's like natural, and then like low key.
Wait, low-key talk to the audience. We're putting y'all on.
I actually, I don't know if you should listen to me, guys. I don't know if I'm the right person to listen to, but yeah, I would like start off at like a football game or like in a class. I feel like classes are really easy to like connect with people.
Yeah.
Which is why like I'm so scared for college. Oh my god, I have to start learning how to make friends. But yeah, how would you do it?
Well, one way I think would be really easy is just like, if I see that they're heading somewhere or like they are somewhere, I'd like nudge the other person and be like, hey, they're going there. And like, for instance, like a
Yes.
concert or something.
Yes.
Because like I do choir and dance. So I feel
Ooh.
like asking them to like, oh, go watch my concert.
Yes.
And like have them just like meet each other there. I feel like would be really easy. Especially if one of them knows the plan. You can just like
oh. No, or like you can like I don't know what it's called, but like sometimes some girls are like, oh, I don't know how to like play football. Like, can you teach me? And like, and
That's kinda
like
pick me,
Loki,
though.
maybe it is.
Yeah, a little.
Like at a dance concert, I feel like with like someone or like with a guy, like they're just there to support. And like if you need someone to like be there to support with you,
Mhm.
it makes it a little bit easier. Oh my god. Yeah.
Alrighty, so we'll go into another layer of this good confrontation side. Ava brought up it might be a struggle to make new friends. So how would you go about making new friends? Look, it's so hard, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. Because with me and Ava, we're cousins, obviously, so we grew up together. But
your cousins?
yeah,
Yes.
So cool.
but we got really close after we shared a freshman English class.
Mm.
From there, we were talking a lot more. Just because we sat next to each other, and then we could talk, and we had friends. And then once they split apart, we still stayed as a group and reconnected a couple years later into this year.
Mhm.
Me and Joanne. The way we became friends was really, really funny. So, like, I was just gonna audition for this thing that was at my school or at our school
Mhm.
off a whim, and then they said like I just walked in. You're supposed to like schedule in advance. I was like, "Can I audition?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh.
And then I asked them. I told them what song I wanted to do. They're like, "You can't do that song." I'm like, "Okay, fuck you."
What song is it?
It was I Remember by Keisha Cole.
Oh, R&B.
And then Miss Joanne was practicing with a couple of her other friends for like one of the performances I was auditioning for. So she already had a slot, but you were like allocated to be one of the dancers anyways. I had to perform that anyways. So on pure coincidence, I was at audition. I wasn't supposed to, and then I quit the audition because I hated none. I was like, bro, and then whatever. And then from there, I met you, and I also met Brooklyn, but I haven't talked to her that much. And then I knew Rylan before. But anyways, like I remember that like Rylan was like asking me about Win Ensemble that I'm part of, and then how Joanne started talking to me is that I had the full ABB like SoCal Asian outfit, like I had the pajama pants and everything. And then literally Joanne, like she like turned over and said, "You are such a SoCal Asian." I'm like, yeah.
Actually,
What?
she's not wrong.
No, last year I didn't think you were a student. I thought you were some random adult that they hired to come and work there.
Yo, the assistant principal also thought that.
So I saw you this year, and I was just like, did they hire the adult again? And I realized you're a student. No, it's really weird.
Wait, when did you see me
You're like a baby.
for dance concert?
That's right.
Did you see me for dance concert or choir?
Choir.
Oh, okay. Damn, I'm looking.
I feel like we also used to do that.
The what?
Like, think that the older students were like way, way older. Like, they seem
Oh,
older.
yeah.
Yeah. Wait, how old are you?
I'm 15.
Oh, she's a baby. Oh.
More on that later.
I can't even remember. Actually, I can. I'm
No,
not
freshman.
that old.
Dude, our freshman year, the seniors look like 2 million years old.
They did.
Yeah. Did you feel the same way?
When I was a freshman, I was really scared of all the seniors. But I feel like I did get really close to some of them, which was really nice. And in my sophomore year, since in my freshman year I had a lot of junior friends, I feel like when I'm in my sophomore years, I have more senior friends, which is sad because they're gonna graduate.
Oh.
I feel like that's how it always is too. Because for me, I had a lot of senior friends, and then I had a lot of junior friends when I was a freshman, and I made even more like friends as a sophomore who were seniors, and so it's sad to see them go. Anyways, the topic was how would you go about becoming friends, and then it was like we became friends in like such a weird way. It was like, and then from there, I spoke to you like the day afterwards, and then I think you followed me on Instagram.
Mhm.
Yeah. And from there, we were able to talk a little more because we shared the play together.
Eugene's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New jeans?
New jeans.
Cute
New
jeans.
jeans.
You're cute jeans. Okay. Rob, it's the Kardashians.
Never mind.
Oh my god. Do you not get the reference?
No, I do not.
What the freak?
Whatever.
Okay.
Do you want to explain?
Huh?
Do you want to explain it?
Oh. No.
Okay.
No, but like, what was the question? How to make new friends?
Or we can move on.
Oh.
Do you want to?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it really depends on like the people you're around, because like if I'm with introverted people, like I'll become the extrovert. But like if I'm with extroverted people, I'll be like the introvert in a way. So like it just depends, but usually if I'm extroverted, I'll just act like I'm friends with you already and just like treat you like we're already friends and be comfortable. But then it also helps, like if it's like a friend of a friend, I usually like try to not suck up to them, but like side with them and kind of gang up on like our mutual friend. It like connects, it creates like a little bond, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The banter.
Yes. Cause like you both know like the same person and like yes. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, that's some W strategy, though.
Thank you. I've never told anyone that.
I-
Exclusive.
Save it for the pod. And she did. I don't know. For me, like, honestly, this is kind of a bad habit. I could talk about this later because I'll probably bring it up later. But I don't really like try to make friends like actively. Like, I mean, I kind of do, but it's like happens like I'm not like trying to like forcing myself to.
Mhm.
It's just that I'm like involved with a couple of like extracurriculars or whatever, like those. So I'm like inserted myself, and then I have to interact with other people. So it kind of just results in that. Yeah. So mostly just like doing new things will kind of like force yourself to be in certain environments where you could pick up on that. So yeah. Do you have anything to add?
Oh, I have a really, really good strategy because in middle school, especially, since tables are all grouped in like fours, whenever we move seats, I try to make friends with everyone on my table. And one of my friends that I met in middle school, she was really introverted, but every day I was talking to her, and now we're like really, really close friends. And in 9th grade, there was this sophomore, and at like a competition. So the funny story is I really, really liked her hair. So I was scared. So I just followed her around. And, yeah. And like a few weeks ago, she told me that she thought I was older than her when I first met her. So she thought this random senior was like following her around.
No, but like you do give off like mature vibes.
Thank you.
Yeah, like you don't give off like younger. That's why I was so surprised.
I'm a young sophomore too.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, I know a sophomore that's like almost 17.
Oh, what the heck?
Almost my age.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what, I'm also the same way. I'm very young for my grade. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm like much younger than you.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I genuinely thought that I was the youngest, but like, when's your birthday? Fuck, I
September
forgot.
27.
Oh my gosh.
That's not significant, bitch.
How much more?
August 1st.
Okay, never mind.
I'm not that old. What the freak?
You're right.
I'm young, guys.
And since we're on the topic of age, I don't know if you relate to this, Ava, but we've talked about this a couple times. Like I feel like I'm a million years old, especially compared to this lady right here.
I'm 15. You're like 17. We're like,
I feel so old, like so old.
Me too.
So when we're confronted, like and subscribe, when we're confronted with the passage of time and how we see these kids changing because we're a graduate or like these other people graduate and we fill in those shoes, like how does it feel to get older when you see these people younger than you and people older than you? How does it feel to see like all these things changing like in front of your eyes?
I think it's just like I usually just wonder like what they have or have not experienced. Like I know it sounds really like weird to say, but like I feel like teenagers, they go through a lot, especially like since they're going from like children to like adults. And I feel like in that time period you don't really realize like I don't want to say drama, but like how much stuff happens that causes you to change. Does that make sense? Oh my god. But like heartbreak or like loss, like experiencing that made me wonder, like, how the fuck did this person like get through that? Or
Mhm.
like, how the fuck did all these adults like go through that and like come out sane?
Mhm.
Or like, I look at people younger than me, or like people who seem very not as experienced with like a lot of problems and stuff, and like sometimes I think like you do not know what's coming for you, like actually.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I'm wishing it upon them, it's just like like you haven't hit the hard part yet,
Mhm.
in a way.
Mhm.
You're scaring me.
No. But like, it's like there's a lot
Mhm.
that you realize once you like go through a lot of like serious things. Yeah. I don't know how else
You don't have to explain right now, because that's what we're going to be talking about. Yep. It's the talking stage, not the yapping stage.
Oh.
Oh.
Like and subscribe.
My
But-
god.
Before I add my 2 cents, which is more like 10 cents, because I've kind of a lot to say about this, what do you think, Miss J?
Well, I mean, I was a freshman last year, but now that I look at the freshmen this year, it feels weird because some of them like they look really old, not in a bad way, but they look like really, really like older than me, and it's kind of weird. But there are also ones that are like that look like sixth graders. Like
There's no in between.
yeah, like I acknowledge that I was a freshman last year, but I know I didn't look like a fifth grader. Hopefully, maybe.
Allegedly.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like with juniors and seniors like going through college apps, I feel like I'm scared to do that, but also like the freshmen are like they're so like energetic this year
Yeah.
that it's really scary.
Mhm.
And
Flamboyant.
yeah,
That's all I wanna
I know I
say.
wasn't like that last year. Class of 27.
All right. Oh, my dry is done.
Nice. Oh, that's so cute.
Yep. And so, for me, I was talking about this with one of my other friends a lot. Actually, I almost got in trouble for this because we were talking about it in like right outside my driveway, and it was like from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. that we were talking about this, and like among other things.
Brandon?
Yeah. And then it was in front of my driveway, and then like it was so dark and it was so late that like the neighbors could hear our conversation like kind of clearly.
Oh.
So they like almost called the cops on us because we were loud. And we weren't loud. It's just like no one else was talking.
Mm.
So yeah. But anyways, what we were talking about is so I was involved in a school play as a technician, a senior technician, and he was involved as an actor, my friend. And then what we were talking about as we're both seniors is like how people have changed over time, especially the people that we've gone through all 3 years so far of school with, of high school, and then all the way from elementary school. Like people have changed so much. And it's like how Ava was talking about, like those things that we saw other people go through, like that heartbreak and that change and that like among a list of other things. And everybody's different, but it ends up kind of like like how I feel, like feeling very old. And the way he said it was like people have become very like jaded, like despondent, and like they're like that glassy eyes, like they're kind of just like going with the flow and like not trying to put their shoe in the door too much and like branch out because like we've been there, done that, we've gotten tired, which it's not true for everybody because like everybody's different, everybody's done different things at different times, which is completely normal and completely fine. However, for the people that we know and the seniors that we know, like it's very clear how there's a lot of things we're trying to put behind us and a lot of things that we're trying to grow into too. Which when I look at like the freshmen, when I see and interact with the freshmen and sophomores and juniors, the way I put it is like they still have like I'm not sure. I think you might agree with this, Ava. Like they still have the life in their eyes. Like they still have like how you're saying like so much energy in their eyes
Yeah.
before they're hit with like the truck that is so many like school academics, the heartbreak, and all of that.
I think it's just like the fact that you have like so much to learn. Like I feel like when I was younger, I was like, yeah, I know everything, and like I don't think I really did like at all. And I feel like it sounds so cheesy, but like you're always like you're always learning new things every day, and like yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the sad part is like when people are confronted by like the results of their own actions, you know, because like everybody, like how you're saying, a lot of people think and everybody thinks that like they know more than they actually do. And like people are smarter than they actually are. They always believe that. And so once they're actually hit with those things, they realize like how little they know and they have to deal with the consequences of their actions.
I think like it also is like a reality check on like how much you know or how much like someone else does.
Mhm.
Because I feel like with like living here, I've experienced a lot of different things compared to like the people who like grew up here, which is like really weird to say.
Because you lived in San Fran, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bay Area. Oh my god, people hate when I say that. No, like, and I feel like in a way, like this community is very like cookie cutter and like not saying like everyone is like fed by like a silver spoon or like, but like in a way it does like come off that way sometimes.
Mhm.
But like, oh, that sounds so mean.
Now go ahead. So it's for.
No,
That's what the podcast is for. Is what I'm
bitch, isn't this going online?
Of course it is.
Oh shit. I don't know. I just feel like you can tell when people have other experiences than you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
And
very
it
true.
either like shows a lot of like good things or bad things about yourself and like good things and bad things about like the people around you in a way.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys would relate to this, but for me, there's a lot of people I met who are like younger than me and that remind me of myself in the past. I was like, man, that's really like how I was. And this is before all of those things changed me, like the summer and then all of those other things and then the winter cannon and then all of that.
It's the month.
I haven't had it yet. Guys, I'm scared.
It's the October month.
I'm scared.
But you haven't had a winter cannon event?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Mine all happened in August, September.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not winter, so I have a feeling there's more. Like, I'm scared.
Little do you know.
Just wait till Halloween, guys, and we have Hoko today.
You just got to make it to next life.
Oh, just wait till Christmas.
Back
I'm so sad it doesn't snow here.
Me too.
I want to move out. I don't want to be here anymore.
I have to go like all the way to fucking Big Bear or like Lake Tahoe. I hate it.
Man, I was thinking about something. Oh, right. So, you were very correct, Ava, in saying like the people from our city, they could feel like kind of exclusive because that's literally what the city was made for. It was like it's a more modern city with people who have moved from the urban places to suburbs, and then they're around here, and then especially it's like a higher class suburban area. So yeah, they are kind of inclusive or exclusive, and so when you said it's kind of clear that they don't have similar experiences, or it's kind of clear that they haven't experienced as much or similar experience, there's actually a higher level to that is like when people are just like numb to social cues, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's definitely like a minority of people. There's not a lot of people who are like that. But why do we think people have like come to like not even notice social cues at all? I mean, it obviously comes from like a place of immaturity, right? And like, because it's kind of like how you were when you were a child. Like you don't understand what discretion is, and like very insensitive, all those types of things. So maybe it comes from your family, maybe it comes from the environment. That's what we're trying to figure out.
I would think that it would come from like your environment, because like I feel like whatever I grew up with, like I thought was normal, and like coming here, like it was not normal. So I feel like it's just like whatever you're around.
Do you have an example that you would be okay with sharing?
In what context? Like you have to give me a topic.
What? How do I wait, what?
In the Bay Area, I was like around a lot of like white people. God, is that offensive? I'm
No,
so
no,
scared I'm gonna say
no, that's
something
fine. That's,
offensive. Oh
that's like
my god.
that's literally just true. That's literally true.
Yeah. So I lived in like a community filled with like just a lot of white people, and like I was best friends with like the only like two Asian people at our school, and they were cousins. So I low key I was not the third wheel, but like I wasn't. No, I don't mean they were. No, like I
low-key
was
third wheel
the odd one
cousins.
out. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and they were also like they weren't Filipino. Like even though there are a lot of Filipinos, I think they were Chinese, and I was never like truly connected to like my culture. But like I feel like here, in a way, like it also is this like the same thing. In a way, I feel like people are like,
But it's like on the opposite side of the spectrum. If we're taking
Yeah.
the ethnicity,
yeah,
example.
it's like it's different. It's very different. I don't know how to explain it.
What do you think?
Your turn.
Well, my parent, this one time, I think I told you this. I was at like an art fair, and it was just only like we were eating, and this wasn't like it says like near Long Beach, and we were like eating, and there's only white people, and I felt very awkward because. Okay, now I feel like I'm gonna say something bad, like offensive. Like me and my family, like we were the only like Asian people there, so I felt like really uncomfortable. And my parents were like, "Why do you feel that?" Because obviously they felt it because they weren't born in America, but they're like, "Why do you feel the same way?" And I just like, I don't know. But I feel like because I wasn't born in Irvine, so when I lived in like different states, I feel like my parents chose areas that had some Asian people. So I know when I used to live in Seattle, the house next to us, we're still family friends. He was Asian, half white, half Korean. So I feel like I just never really had any like white friends until like freshman year, because I feel like I've always just hung around Asian people since I've lived in Irvine for the majority of my life.
Yeah. I feel like there is a shift though. Like especially with like not just like the freshmen, but like I've had like a little like what's that? It's a term. Like minority majority. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, that's a real term. Or majority minority. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just like it's culture shock. Is that what it's called? It just like I don't know. I felt like such an outsider like over there. But like low key, like I don't right now, but I do in a way. I feel like now I'm not like Asian enough. Because like I wasn't surrounded by my culture enough like when I was growing up, and I feel very whitewashed. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair.
Very whitewashed. But it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's okay.
It's okay to be white. All right.
Girl, we're gonna have to look back at this and cut some of this.
Yeah, I know. Alrighty. Time to kick it up a notch. You guys ready for the hard topics?
Yes.
So, when we're talking about missing social cues, it's not like culture shock. That's like a lower example or like a less extreme example. But a higher example is, y'all ready for the kicker? Abuse.
What the fuck?
Abusive relationships.
What
specifically.
the fuck?
So, and because it's confrontation, right? Anyways, so let me put you in this situation. So,
Okay.
well, we'll say verbal abuse is happening. Hypothetically, place yourself in this situation. Like, you have a friend who, like, very clearly comes from like a household of verbal abuse, and you could see that through the way they deal with confrontations that they're in, right? So either there's like two options usually when they come from a household like that. Anyway, okay. So when they come from a household like that, they usually have two options. Either they have the same traits as their parents to becoming like verbally abusive and angry and very prone to yelling, right? Or they could go to the opposites, like that victim mentality, where they just want to shrink and then they don't want to place themselves in situations where they would get yelled at, right? And what's like so strange, because this, you're from an outside perspective, like you see someone who you know is like genuinely a good person, but because they come from that environment, like it flips a switch in their brain where they either choose one of those types of options, right? So you could see those situations. And so let's say, well, we're all students, right? So let's say, okay,
Did I fuck it up?
no, it's fine.
Okay.
All right. So let's say that since we're all students, like it's just your friend who is in that situation. They're just getting like yelled at by the teacher for like coming in late. Let's say the teacher's like a bitch or whatever, right? And so like we'll say they take option 2, that like they like start shrinking or whatever, and like they just start feeling like yeah, and they become like kind of quiet for the rest of the day or class, because obviously it affected them, right? Like, how would you go about comforting that person who's dealt with that confrontation their whole life, that abusive confrontation? Because in their household, like in my mind, you'd want to use probably the opposite side of the spectrum, because you see this person who's been met with like such verbal, like large verbal confrontation. You want to be like more soothing with your words, or maybe not even speak at all. I don't know. It's a hard situation. So that's what we're trying to figure out.
I think like I would just tell them to like, it's fine, like she's having a bad day, but like low key like not watch what I say, but be like more mindful about like what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know, I feel like you never know what's like truly going on in like a person's head, because I feel like even if you have like similar experiences to someone, like everyone just handles things like differently, even if there is like a stereotype or like a behavior that is like similar around like other people. I don't know, because it's just a lot of like how the person is and like what they can handle, because I feel like oh my god, you go.
For this example, I think it's less about what you say, but like how you say it.
Yeah.
The tone is the biggest thing. Yeah. What do you think, Joanne?
I wouldn't say anything to them, because I feel like if they've like endured a lot of verbal abuse, I feel like no matter what you say, I feel like if you try to comfort them, it still might like hurt them. So I'd probably just like sit silently next to them. And yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like it still might hurt them.
Like if you try and say something comforting, I feel like low key, whenever someone says to me, like this is like for me, but like when someone says something like tries to comfort me, I usually start crying. So I wouldn't want them to like be embarrassed.
No, or like when they ask you like, are you okay?
Oh,
tears.
No.
Tears, bro.
Relatable.
I hate when people do that.
Yeah. Do you think that's just like how people are? Like that they would reject that comfort? Oh, that's a good fucking question. That's a good motherfucking question.
Like, wait, say it again.
So, do you think it's natural for people to reject comfort if they come from that type of environment?
Damn, making me think.
Look at podcaster. What's going on here? Subscribe to the YouTube, follow the TikTok and the Instagram. All platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. All find at The Real Talking Stage.
I think it's just like a matter of like what the person thinks they can handle, because I've had like a lot of experiences with people who not people, mainly like people who aren't very open about like talking about like their emotions, or like they're just like mainly like guys. I feel like in a way, because of the standards today, that like they're supposed to be like fine all the time. Like I really try to like talk about it, but I feel like it's just like whether or not they think they need the help or not. Yeah, like it just depends if they think that they can do it by themselves. Because I feel like a lot of guys think that like they can do it by themselves. Like I've rarely talked about feelings with men.
Do you think that's mostly a guy thing though, or to reject that comfort, or is that also pertaining to girls?
Low key, I feel like girls are more open about their emotions, and like I'm not saying that like every girl is like good with communication. I mean like it differs from like people to people, but like girls are more prone to like talk and communicate in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to figure out if I said something cancelable or
No,
not.
no, no,
Bitch, I'm gonna get canceled.
no. That's true. That's fair. That's fair. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like if I ever like talk about something like really emotional, I usually do it to one of my friends that are girls
Yeah.
because I feel like it's easier to talk to them. But I do have this one guy friend who I've known for like a really long time. So he's basically a girl now.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of the girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at
Why
the
are you-
camera like
yeah,
that?
you do that.
You're one of the girls too, Ivan. It's
Whatever.
okay. It's okay.
Whatever.
He's so sassy.
I
Whatever.
know.
Whatever. I am a little sassy. Anyways,
It's in the genes.
so new jeans. So do you agree that people would like what's it called, like refuse comfort if they come from those sorts of confrontational households?
Yeah, I think they would.
But why do you think that is?
I think that's because, like, no matter what you say, because I feel like if you're coming from a household that's like verbally abusive, especially like Asian households, like when they try and comfort you, like they just
give
bring you
sliced fruit.
yeah, fruit, yeah. So I feel like, if someone were to try and like say, if I would try to like comfort my friend by saying something, I feel like it wouldn't really resonate with them because the only way they've known comfort is like sliced fruit.
That's a good point. Yeah. And then I like something that Ava said, where especially with guys, because I can talk from the guy standpoint, we like you're right. Like a lot of us like to do it ourselves, and big part of it is like that pride, where it was perpetuated by the male standards, but that's like going away more these days. But the male standard was like you have to always be fine, you have to be a protector, and you have to be like the breadwinner and all of that. And eventually, it's very much that toxic masculinity that's been going around, and then is doing things to fix it up. But emotions is one of the things that's really hard to admit for any guy. I'm a really big example of that too, where it's hard for me to admit and like even process my own emotions. And so that pride when somebody like tries to comfort you is like get off me. I'd rather do it myself. It's like it could like stir emotions in the opposite way. Like it could like make you angry or make me angry. I'll say in my situation. But you know, everybody like works on it. Personally, I'm working on it as well to not like reject comfort or like actually try to process it. You know.
But like why? Like
Why?
where does like that get? I'm gonna ask the questions now, bitch.
Okay. Ask it.
But like where does like isolating yourself and like doing it yourself like get you? Like what is that any different from like getting help from like external like?
So the thing is, if we get like even if we get the same results, it doesn't feel as consequential because we didn't do it ourselves. You know, because like what would you feel more proud of? Like if you did this, let's say you're like building a chair from IKEA, right? Like it's kind of annoying to like ask one of your homegirls for help, like from like a guy. It's like a big pride.
What if
thing.
she's offering?
No, I'll be like, I mean,
What the fuck, bruh?
but it's that pride thing where, especially this is kind of this is a guy secret, but guys really hate asking for help from girls, especially if it's their girlfriend too, situationally. But like we really have like a big pride thing where instinctually it's like we still want to be that protector, and like it's still perpetuated. Especially when you see these things on social media, like the ick is like terrifying.
Oh,
to a lot of
whatever.
guys.
Yeah.
You'll live.
Maybe I won't.
Oh my god.
Oh.
But yeah, whatever. But yeah, we have it like it's really hard for us to like admit that it's a big pride thing, and also, this is a good point. Guys are taught to bottle it in a lot, as in like fight your emotions and stuff, like let it out. That's kind of like not how girls are taught to, you know, because guys are kind of prone to, it depends on the guy, but some guys are very prone to violence when they're like angry, not necessarily towards others, but like they could like punch walls and then like destroy
I
things.
punch metal for fun.
What the freak? I think you mean like destructive behavior.
Yes, destructive behavior.
Okay.
And so guys are very prone to that. And so even if it's not necessarily for that, like they might, I still kind of have that mindset. I was like, I don't want to involve her in this because I might be destructive towards her, you know, among any other person. But for the example, yeah.
Okay, but like in terms of like a relationship, would it not make sense to like go through it together?
It's still that pride thing that we still want to see ourselves as like worthy, you know? Because if we entrust this onto like your significant other, it like demasculinizes yourself, makes you feel less masculine. And then it's obviously very, very, very toxic, but it's still something that's perpetuated. Like I said, like with social media, I'm saying like guys have seen the like girls make TikToks like, man, my man just went to me crying, like low key, I got the ick, and then like guys act like they don't see it, but we all see it. And it's like it's kind of heartbreaking.
Wait, but I hate the toxic man. I really like the really, you know, those like guys who look like
Soft
lost
guys.
puppies.
Yes.
And, oh, they're so much
Yes.
better than
The
those like
boyfriend.
bodybuilders.
Yeah.
They're so
Well,
We hate being
Uh,
whatever.
but I feel like okay. Oh my god. Okay. This is very weird for me because like I feel like social media is like a really big no, this is like a different topic. But like no, what am I saying? Let me get it back.
Even if it's a different topic.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought. I feel like a lot of people say things like on social media now, like without a thought and like just the intention of like getting their 5 seconds of fame.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that's why I don't know. I feel like like looking at social media and like social media itself and just like comparison and like looking at it as like a standard or looking at it for standards is like very destructive in a way. Because I feel like for girls it's like if you wanted to we would in a way, like, but I also like don't think like I feel like it really depends, but like and it's very situational, but like God, I just lost it again. Fuck. I think it's a toy. But I feel like it's very destructive to like look at social media like that when a lot of people are just like trying to get viral or like trying to become famous for like 5 seconds or like they want the views and the likes. Hi.
What do you think, Joanne?
I feel like in terms of social media, like people only post like the best part of their lives about it. So I feel like when you try and compare yourself with someone on the internet, it's really hard because they're showing like the best version of themselves.
Yeah. And I mean like I feel like it's also like rose-colored glass. Oh, I'm literally saying what you said. Never mind. No, she said it all.
Wow. Do you have any more questions, Miss Ava?
Lucky no.
Okay. Do you have any more questions, Joanne?
No.
Alrighty. I need to think. Thinking break.
Have you ever been in a relationship before?
Yeah.
Spill.
Now we're fucking talking.
Spill.
Back
Personal experiences. Let's go.
Oh, it was so bad.
Really?
Yeah. It was
Okay.
it was really messy because I've never been in like a relationship like where I went on dates before. So it was kind of like really new, you know?
It's always the first
I
few
know.
relationships that are like always rocky because I feel like you're always just learning.
Mhm.
And like yeah. I feel like low-key media like really messed up my perception of like dating and like romance.
Yeah.
Because I've always like watched K-dramas or like the rom-coms or like
Yeah. The literally romanticized.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it just like skewed my perception of like what things should be or like what I thought things should be. And I feel like that really hurt my relationships in a way because I was like comparing
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And like I've had this problem for like a while, and I told my coach, and she was like, comparison is like the thief of joy, and she got like really philosophical with that. But yeah, what happened in your relationship?
I feel like there was a lot of miscommunication, and also like
Oh, shut up.
on like my part, I feel like I was giving like too much, because the effort wasn't really equal.
Yeah.
So I just like felt like I had to do more, but when I should have just like talked to him, because it ended up being kind of like a waste of my time. So yeah, I mean, the October Canon event.
I get you, babe. Trust.
Whatever.
It's girl talk now. No, but yeah, I feel like especially right now, like I feel like it's hard to date when you're young, because everyone's still learning, and like everyone's like not mature and like does stupid shit, and like the feeling of like getting into your first relationship is like, oh my god, this feels like so mature of me and like so adult. But like I feel like now it's like even worse, because a lot of like the kids our age want to just like, or not, kids growing up right now just want to not be kids,
Yeah.
and like they just want to like jump straight into like all the mature stuff, and like feel like the sense of like independence and like freedom and like pride it comes with like acting older and like being older, which is like with those two like combined, it's just like really bad to like just like date. But I feel like that's like also part of like growing up and experiencing things.
Yeah, I feel like. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna say?
No.
I feel like when I'm dating, I look for like, or when I want to, I feel like I look for a guy who I can be immature with.
Yeah.
Because I don't like being in a relationship. Being mature is kind of like really like awkward for me. Like
Yeah.
I want to find someone who I can have like fun with, like building Legos.
Yes. But I also think that like there's a thing where like emotional maturity. Because I feel like, I don't know. Oh no, I don't. If I connect it to my experiences, I'm gonna be like, it's gonna sound like talking shit.
Yeah, you don't have to, but like if you can like work around it and you want to, you go ahead.
I feel like being with someone that's not emotionally available or like emotionally mature can be self-destructive in a way.
It's very, very draining.
Yeah. And I feel like I had to learn that like you don't always receive what you give out, and like you can't expect it, especially like from the other person, even if like you're being completely transparent and like honest.
I mean, that's very natural. It's a very common problem.
I'm gonna get clipped. Oh my god. Sorry, keep going.
Not even gonna lie. I mean, it's a very, very common problem, that's like emotional maturity, because so many people, like you were saying, like rush into relationships, and then once they actually have to deal with like the problems,
The serious stuff.
it's
Yeah.
like, ugh, because you invested so much time and trust into this one person, like you would expect like the back, or like some like positive repercussions and like that trust back, and it ends up like just not being there. And it's, if you feel like cheated and unfair.
Yeah. I feel like when you're in like relationships, especially like at a young age, you learn a lot about like yourself and like what you can or cannot handle, or like your boundaries.
Yeah.
Because I feel like before going into relationships, I'm like the best version of myself that I think I am. And then like coming out of them, I feel like I just took like 10 steps back.
Oh yeah.
In a way.
Oh really? You think so?
Yeah.
How so?
I feel like for me, relationships made me feel very like insecure and like less secure than I felt before. Because I feel like going into a relationship, you're like, I want to make sure like I'm good, so I'm not like affecting the other person.
Yeah, very like selfless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like with time, like you become like more dependent on them as they become like more like your person, or like you're a part of your routine, which makes you like kind of dependent. And like I feel like it becomes like, what is it called? A dependent relationship in a way. I just fucking said that word. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, guys. But
No, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I feel like that can also be like self-destructive in a
Mhm.
way.
Mhm. I said this on previous episodes and to many of my friends, like the person you're in a relationship with is your complement, not your missing half.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because if you're not a full person, like you'll affect them and you'll affect yourself, and then you'll be looking for yourself when you really should have just been looking inward. Damn, I'm not talking.
Ah.
Like and subscribe.
No.
But yeah,
I don't know, but I also feel that like you don't always know at the beginning.
Mm.
Like I feel like with time you truly like understand how like a person is.
Mhm.
Especially when like, oh, I can't say that. But like how do you think, like how long were you guys like a thing?
Like a couple months,
Damn.
but I'd say that like I learned like my bad qualities and I'm in a
Mhm.
relationship and like I've like worked to fix it, you know? So
Mhm.
I won't like do the same thing and like make it worse, I guess, cuz last time I feel like it was just a lot of miscommunication and I'd say it was like a really good learning experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I hear that a lot. Like, I feel like now people aren't that serious with dating because like we're young and like we all know it's like high school isn't really gonna last
Mhm.
and like high school loves don't always last.
Mm.
The thing is though, when people like start young, like would you rather want to learn the mistakes in relationship early or later? Because if you learn it later, like in high school, you could like meet a new person basically every class, right? So you could have, it sounds like a dickhead, but like options, like a lot, you have a lot of options technically. But when you become older, like how many people are you realistically going to meet in like a workforce? In workforce, you're like not even allowed to date. And then college, you're like really, really busy. So like when people go into relationships now, yeah, it's like out of immaturity, but also they want to learn their experiences quickly and like early. I mean, that's the way I think about it.
I think like when it happens earlier, you have more support around you.
Mhm.
Like with college and stuff, you low key have to like start new, and like I think it just like builds off of like what you've like established already, like the habits and like the behaviors you've established already. So like I think getting into like relationships at like not a young age, but like high school is like good for future you in a way.
Mhm.
Like
It's a good learning experience.
yeah.
You get adjusted.
Sorry. sorry. But I feel like I don't know. It's better experience like earlier than later because I
Yeah.
feel like later it's like a little bit harder to adjust to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you said like people go or like people our age go into relationships unseriously, I think part of it might be like bad experiences in the past. Like it's hard to like invest yourself and trust yourself in another person after what you felt before, and so you wouldn't take it as seriously.
Yeah. And I also think it's like we're not like all like our frontal lobes aren't like even
Yeah,
like
fully
fucking yeah. So if that isn't developed yet, then like how the fuck are we supposed to like
Mhm.
with our emotions? You know what I mean? I don't know what I fucking said. Guys, I'm so scared I'm gonna get canceled. I'm like blanking.
All right, now time for the hardest topic of it all.
Oh my god, bro.
Self-confrontation.
Oh, okay. That's not hard. That's harder than abuse, bitch. What the fuck?
We'll see the answers that we come up with. So
You
I'll
scare
start.
me.
When I say self-confrontation, it's like being very reflective and thinking about who you are and like always trying to figure yourself out. And me and Ava have talked about this a lot actually, especially recently. And then like there's many questions I could go about self-confrontation, but let's say outward confrontation for my example, let's say like you just got broken up with, right? And then you are mature enough to realize like maybe there's like a problem with me, right? And so that would lead you to self-confrontation, like what could I have done, or like what's the situation, like what happened, what could I do better, you know? And so the first question I'll ask is like, is that like an entirely healthy mindset, or is it also a little self-destructive to be so self-confrontational a lot?
Mm.
For me personally, like I'm a very self-confrontational person. Like people call it accountable, but that's not entirely the right adjective because accountable is like it's very like neutral connotation. But confrontation, I feel like me personally, I'm very highly critical of myself. I hold myself to very high standards, which is a good and bad thing. But it's like if it's to the extent where it becomes destructive, it's a bad thing. So let me ask you guys: is that a good mindset to be very, very critical and self-confrontational?
I feel like when I first got out of the relationship, I didn't think of what the other person did do wrong. I thought more of what I did wrong. And I feel like at the start, when you're like initially like really like emotional because you just got out of a relationship, it's going to be more self-destructive. But over time, if you like keep reflecting on yourself, I feel like it's like a good way to like, I guess, kind of not like fix yourself, but like grow, like grow on the way. So I feel like for me, I would prefer self-confrontation over like dwelling on what the other person did wrong. Because if I think about what the other person did wrong, then it's not like they're going to hear my thoughts and improve. And I don't need them to improve, but I do need myself to improve. So I feel like self-confrontation is like a really good way to go about it.
Yeah. I was gonna say something. Fuck, I blanked again. Fuck, guys. I think that in a way, it's like when looking back on like relationships, it can be destructive to a certain extent. Like, because going into relationships, it's like it's a group effort, and it's not just like one person carries the whole thing like during this time, and like the other person like carries it during this time. I mean, I feel like that dynamic can work, but it's like something that you both want to like have to. You both want
to provide that service.
Yeah, or like maintain.
Yeah.
Like you both will like want to do it. But I feel like there's only so much you can do from your side. And like dwelling over that can be like kind of like torture in a way.
Yeah. So per that example, I think like it's good to be self-accountable, but you need to give yourself time to like process the emotions first.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to be accountable in a non-destructive way if you don't have emotional stability. Because you're just gonna be like when you look at yourself, you're gonna be highly critical and it's gonna be charged by emotion. And like instead of thinking, what can I do better, I'll put it to myself like I am very prone to being like, it was all my fault. Like I should have done better. Like how could I do this to this person or whatever, and like become very, very highly critical because like it still like scarred me or like it still like affects me. So yeah, you need to have that emotional stability to be in that case of self-confrontation. And so for my next question, like you say it's good so that we could grow to become a new person. Like how can a person really change from their own self-confrontation?
I think kind of like the first step is to like realize what you could have done better. Like, I feel like for me, I was kind of really shocked when I got out of the relationship that I wasn't just like blaming it on them. I was also blaming it like partly on myself. So
you shocked yourself.
Yeah, because I didn't think I was that mature. Not to be like overly prideful, but like I didn't expect that. So when I was like, like reflecting on myself, I feel like I did change in a way where I like realized what I like did wrong and like I wouldn't do again in the future. Yeah.
Do you have any ideas, Ava? So how would you like go about changing to become a new person when met with self-confrontation in a positive way?
I feel like in order to fully grow, you have to acknowledge that there's a problem first and want to change. Because I feel like if people don't feel the need to change and they feel like whatever I did was like completely fine, like they're not gonna understand that like there's a problem in the first place. So like I feel like self-confrontation is like in a way it's good, but like I also feel like there's a certain extent to where like you're like this is all I could have done, and like it's already over. Like I'll grow from it now, but like I feel like I know I'm not gonna call you out. Sorry, I was about to say I know you have this problem.
No. You can say it. It's true. It's true.
But like
Like rationalizing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it just is like it's like not torture. Well, I did say torture.
It is
Fuck,
torture.
I lost. Oh, yeah. We literally talked about this. That's why I'm trying to like scavenge in my brain. But low key, the lights are like making me blink.
No, it's not even working.
Oh.
Whatever.
It's okay. But yeah, I feel like it's good, but then it's also like bad because sometimes like when you're in relationships, you don't even like realize how much you guys are like affecting each other. Because like I said before, it was like you're a completely different person like as a friend and like as someone in a relationship. And like you both are like trying to figure out like how to complement each other, like how to like work with each other in a way, especially like through problems. Does that make sense? But yeah.
Well, for this example, like for you to become a better person after a relationship, like let's say like the term turning over a new leaf, it's hard because all of your peers and your environment be like, I see you as this person, now you're trying to be this person. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, like this isn't you. So let's say that you are in that toxic environment. Like, how would you try to get out of that environment? Like, become a new person, like start anew. I mean, like for one of my friends, he had like a really big change of heart where he's like trying new things and he's involving himself in a different environment. So people who like basically never knew him, he never knew like that dark evil past that he had before, but he's like really changed anew, and that was his solution to become a better person. From there, he's growing into it with the rest of his life. But it's hard it's hard being with yourself for a while and in that state of self-confrontation and looking outward again, and then you realize is like the people that I knew and the environment that I was in was actually like profoundly very toxic. And now that you see yourself in a new light, it's like this isn't who I want to be anymore, you know. And so for that situation, it could be kind of easy to like backtrack. Like you don't want to affect all these people and like be like, oh man, you know, like Ava sucks. Like she just cut us all off, and like Joanne, she's like a new person. She thinks she's the shit or whatever. I'm like, it's a hard situation because you just want to be a better person, and all these people are like, I only see you as this person. So yeah,
I feel like I low-key disagree with your friend. Like as much as like physically like doing things and like joining new things and like doing new habits like is good, but I feel like it all starts like mentally. Like I feel like if you don't have a changed mindset, or like if you're in the same like if you think the same way you did before, you're not really growing.
Mm-hmm.
In a way. So I would probably like, I'm not gonna lie, I would hang out with old people.
Really? So like
Like-
challenging your mindset?
Yeah, like low key, I feel like they've experienced like everything. Like I'm talking about like, no, that's so offensive. Like really old people. But like I feel like I've always like loved talking to like a lot of like 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 grandma age.
Uh-huh.
What's my grandma's age? Like 70s, 80s, like the people who are like 70s, 80s. 'Cause I feel like they just, as much as I don't want to say like age, because like I hear this stuff from like my parents all the time, like I'm older than you and like I know a lot more, but like in a way, like it is true. But I feel like I do genuinely like enjoy hearing it more from like older generations in a way, because
Like advice?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
or like just like trying to like gain a new perspective. I don't know, I feel like they have a bigger like
Insight?
a bigger range, yeah, than like what a lot of regular adults do, or like kids our age. And I feel like it's very refreshing in a way.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the complete opposite.
Really?
Yeah, because I've never like talking to adults and like like my grandma and grandpa, they can't really like speak English, so it's harder. And also like they didn't like, what if like, you know, they don't experience the same things.
Yeah.
So when I try and self-improve, I usually go back to my friends and try and like hang out a lot more with them, because that's obviously like where I feel most comfortable, like with my friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like just having like a solid group of like a friend, like having a really good friend is really important, but it's kind of hard because all my childhood friends like moved away. So yeah.
Oh, I actually do something different from both of y'all. So for me, this is a really bad habit that I've been doing better on, but I push people away really, really easily. So when someone just doesn't align to who I am at the time, I can be like, yeah, I'll never talk to you again. It's like not a big deal for me. It's a really, really bad habit of me. I've done it many times and I still kind of feel bad. But as a person, like I've reconnected with some of them and then I've become like a better person after reconnecting. But for those new people who never knew me before, like they don't have those opinions of me, like I've changed so much, or like they don't have the lore, you know, like they just see the new step, like the new foot that I put forward, you know, kind of like how my friend was doing. So that's 3 different ways to deal with the same challenge.
Free advice, subscribe.
Wow, yes, promotion.
Yes sir, yes sir.
I don't know, I feel like starting like with new people is like so frustrating though.
Yeah,
because like not just like the fact that you have to like catch them up, but it's just like you don't know anything about me. Like, why don't you know anything about me?
Yeah.
You don't really even have to though, because
I feel like that's where it starts though. Just like,
well, it would depend, because there's a saying like you're a mosaic of the people around you. So if you're trying to be a new person, you'd have to surround yourself with new people, and like per that, like they would understand who you are as a person, like your vibe, and like what service you're trying to provide as like a good person, if that makes sense. Like, you know that it's called like welcoming vibe or whatever, like inviting vibe that you see on TikTok, where like people just start like trauma dumping on you.
No,
it's kind of like that situation, but it would depend on the friendship, you know.
What do you mean by like new person?
Like new person as in like somebody you haven't met before, and so like if somebody is like basically a complete stranger, and then
Girl, why would you want to start anew? Like,
it's less like starting anew, it's more like not dealing with the past, like avoiding the past. Oh, I'm such a podcaster. That was such a W clip.
Did we not just talk about self-confrontation?
Never mind.
Okay, buddy.
Never mind.
I feel like that's also like a toxic thing too. Like wanting to like I like clean slates and I like starting anew, but like I feel like you're not like it's the mindset thing again.
You're not giving people the chance to grow with you, is what I've learned. So
I'm like, I don't know, because I feel like it starts with you, bitch. It starts with you like mentally. I feel like if you can't keep yourself accountable to like look back at the past and like you truly aren't like a new person. You're the same person, just like with a blindfold. I don't know, or like
oh shit,
or like what is it?
Like tunnel vision?
Yeah. Yes. But like you're just like avoiding it. Like you're just avoidant.
Yeah, and I feel like especially with new people, like if you got out of a relationship, like in a bad way, there's gonna be like less trust. So I feel like it's harder to talk to new people because you don't have any trust built up with them.
You have to build trust with yourself first.
Oh.
Never mind.
Bars.
Whatever. But yeah, that's an excellent point. Excellent.
Thank you.
Point.
So you're not really new. I'm kidding.
You stick your entire tongue out and you unfurl it.
You're not really new. Ah.
No.
You're right though.
I think that like also connects to like, what was it? Confrontation? Or like what?
Self-confrontation, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I forgot what the connection was. I'm low-key disassociating right now. That's why I keep like blanking, guys.
No, honestly, like I have a really, really big habit of disassociating too.
Because we're talking about like relationships, and I feel like
No.
yeah,
It's because like I'm very much in the, like I said, like declutter the mind. Kind
Yeah.
of like don't involve yourself with people in the past or whatever. I still have that mindset kind of. So it's like if I don't care, I just don't
yeah.
listen.
No, I think that's like another like toxic way of like confrontation and like how it can be bad is like if you don't see it or like ignorance is bliss. That's
Mhm.
what the phrase is, and it's like it's not a problem if like you don't see it.
Yeah,
Or, like if it's not there.
yeah, like protecting your peace, but like
It's not protecting your peace. I hate when people use that. Like what's it called? Like ignoring this person or like blocking this person to like protect my peace. But like the people who were the problem say that phrase. Like that's not protecting your peace, bitch. That's like avoiding what's it called? Avoiding
avoiding the problem.
no accountability.
Yeah. Oh, avoiding accountability.
Yeah, like you're not being accountable. Sorry, I'm like it sounds like I'm like targeting at you.
You're right. I agree. But yeah. This is a hard situation because you have to admit to yourself all your faults, and you have to do it in a non-destructive way. And then at the same time, your solution might not be the solution for everybody, and you push people away. And then, like people, especially me, like you get in habits because you've done it so many times. It's like it's hard to break the pattern. So even if you don't act the same way that you did before, like you still end up going back to old habits.
Bars.
Bars. Follow me on TikTok.
Dude, I like on God, I was gonna set like what's it called? Beatboxing at the beginning. I was so close to like just beatboxing into the mic. I'm not gonna do that.
You should do that.
Do you have to go, Ava?
No.
No?
Continue.
Yeah. All right.
Wait.
Now we're
let's
going
see.
to a deeper topic.
Bye. Wait, let me see. Oh, do you have more topics or should I search them up?
No, you can search some more. I'll be thinking.
What should I say? Podcast.
Wait, y'all want to take a little break?
Yes.
Okay, we can take a little break.